I think what happens, though, is if we're not basing everything on principle and truth, they begin to, once that emotionalism or that emotional high at Harvard leaves this, yes, I'm there, then they're left to their own devices.
Right.
What do they grasp onto that is truth?
Right. And what becomes the absolute foundation? Like you, me, ourselves? Because that's this, and one of the things that she talked about was fighting injustice and fighting, like, who creates the moral absolutes to define what injustice is? You? Like Maria Ressa? Or Harvard? Or
made-up crises. No one knows this better than the class of 2024. That right there is a foundational untruth. No one knows that better. These kids don't understand what depression is when they're going to a $65,000 a year. Is it $65,000 a year now? College?
Really know.
Maybe 65, 70. Do you really understand what it's like to be in depression? Like depression? I know there's some kids who have struggled, but this class of 24 really knows the struggle. When you had kids who not only through the Great Depression had nothing, but they didn't have government help until like 2-3 years in. Mm-hmm. So it was like there was no, not that I'm for government help, but they didn't have any kind of assistance. People were working the docks and the yards, losing limbs because there was no OSHA. What the flip is OSHA, right? Mm-hmm. You're talking about people whose parents left, had to ship their kids off because they couldn't afford their kids. That's just the Depression. What about World War II? Let's just go there for a minute, right? Because this generation, class of 2024 at Harvard, understands the hardships.
Right.
World War II, where kids were lying about their age to get in to go to war because they wanted to serve their country. In a country that was so far away, they had no idea what was going on. They were barely trained, these young guys. Some of these kids couldn't even shave, and they go to war. There were kids committing suicide because they were 4F. They couldn't due to injury or health crisis. They couldn't go. They were disapproved by the military. But these guys know what hardship is. Mm-hmm. It's like, that is just I would have been okay with her saying, you've faced your challenges as a class of 24, as many generations did in the past. Some were heavier, some were less, but you had your challenges. No, nobody knows this better. That's an emotional appeal. You're trying to win them over to your side. Mm. That's what you're doing. Mm-hmm. That's the kind of stuff, you can look this up. You think I'm weird? That's the kind of stuff Hitler did. I understand your pain. It's them out there. It's not you. You're the ones that are oppressed, not them. And it's like, he's oppressing these people over here, right? Mm-hmm. And these guys are still prospering in their economies when he's trying to shut down their businesses, like the Jews and them. Right. So it's like, but you guys are the ones that don't have it. I'm going to raise up your economy. It's exactly what she was doing. I'm not comparing her to Hitler. I'm saying the style of speech. Obama did it.
Right.
Trump does it.
Yeah.
Trump does it. Oh, the liberals are coming to get you. Biden can't finish the sentence. Them little beat, just cussing or whatever. And then all of a sudden, when he needs to, drops the Jesus bomb. When he needs to, he throws Jesus is king, and everybody goes, see, he's a Christian. And yet, a speech prior, he was like, I could shoot someone in the streets of New York and they would follow me. Do you see how crazy this is?
Right.
Emotionalism is the highest appeal to get people to turn.
Right. And
there's hope in this, by the way.
No, there is. And that's what my whole passion in this, because when I called you, you were like, you seem super passionate about this, because it's like
Yes.
Our new standard of absolutes now is emotional. Whatever you feel, that's the standard of absolutes. And that's what I'm saying. We've come so far, and when you're talking about the World War II generation, and I watch these TikToks about all of these people in our culture in this age bracket of young adults talking about how the baby boomers had it so much easier than we do. And I literally want to rip through the phone and say bad words at them because
that would be awesome, by the way.
Because I've watched my parents who were baby boomers. I've watched my grandparents who were part of the World War II generation struggle their entire lives. And not only that is they sacrificed their entire lives, and they didn't get $5 coffees every single day. They didn't have 300 streaming apps. And I'm just going off, but we talk about how we have it so much harder. And again, that is your emotional absolute, because you say it and you feel it. You have no facts to base it, but that's your absolute, and it doesn't matter what anyone else brings as facts. And that's what I look at this generation when watching that commencement speech is we're training them that your emotions is an absolute.